Hi you guys, it's been quite a long time. I know. And I had, you know how something gets so far out of your grasp that it just gets further because now you feel like a clock is ticking and you end up not doing anything. That's what happened with me posting. Like I thought about it, especially every time I did my hair, but it just got away from me thinking about how long it has been. And I almost didn't know what to say to y'all. So, but I did miss you. I thought about it all the time, especially being active on my TikTok account. If you guys don't follow me there, I'm on TikTok. Same name as here. I'm way more active there just because it's a lot easier and it almost feels like Instagram a little bit on YouTube where I feel like I have to be put together and things have to almost be curated more, whereas TikTok is a little more free. That's why I'm active on there. The editing is a lot faster. So I apologize. But if you want to make sure you know what's going on with me, I am very active on TikTok. But anyway, that's not why we're here. I thought that it was the perfect opportunity for me to come back with these braids, right? And I noticed that there's been an uptick in not only this hairstyle, but my videos of this hairstyle. And I saw a comment recently that was like, you should do this hairstyle again. And I was like, soon, because I'm going on vacation. So let's get into it right now. So this is my third time doing this hairstyle. It's my second time doing it with synthetic bundles specifically, not like the braiding hair, but bundles. And I did it with human hair over the summer. That was not my favorite. Just to quickly go into the human hair braids. Personally, I feel like the maintenance is more than with synthetic hair, in my opinion. I feel like I'm more experienced with synthetic hair. I feel like it's less, just like that much less of a hassle. And for the amount of money that you spend on human hair, braiding hair, like to put into your braids, for it to give me that much of a problem, I will stick with the synthetic, thank you. Some of us girlies prefer synthetic hair. I know that sounds crazy, but unless I'm getting a sew-in, like I just want to stay in my realm, which is synthetic, because I spent so much money on those bundles and I'm also not super advanced with this technique. So long story short, I don't think I'll be doing human hair braids for a while. I tried it, it was cute, but the maintenance was insane. And yeah, so anyway, this is my second attempt. As you can see, I went really lighter than I've ever gone. I used regular braiding hair. I'll show you in the clips that I recorded, but I used regular braiding hair. It was mixed already, which I loved because that was the blonde that I wanted and I feel like works with my skin. So I wanted something very ashy, very pale. So I used braiding hair this time. And then I also used I'll show that as well, but I think it's Model Crimp Wave. Yeah, I think it's Model Crimp Wave, which are synthetic bundles. They're usually like $12.99, $13.99 a pack, depending on the length. I used 3 packs. Now, if you are a beginner, I would suggest getting at least 4 or 5 just because of the shedding. Once you start feathering the bundles out after you cut them, trying to feed them in, you're gonna lose a lot of hair. So I was actually scraping, like I used all 3 bundles. I was scraping, trying to make sure I had enough hair. It made me nervous at first, but luckily like this, I like how it turned out. But so I used 3 bundles of one of 27, one of 30, and one of 613. And if I could do this style again, I would completely get rid of the 27 because it's a little yellow. And I would stick with mixing the 613 and the 30 because it makes that perfect ash. If you guys can tell, it's like the perfect ash. Yes. So let's talk about how long this took. You guys, I think those of you who are familiar, I tell you all the time, this hairstyle is not a short hairstyle. It takes a long time, especially if you were a beginner. And this is only my third time like feeding in hair that's not pre-looped. So like it's cut off the bundle, I have to feather it, I gotta feed it in. That is not an easy thing to do. On top of, because this is blonde, I did not want it to look too mixed as far as my natural hair color. So you got to do something called tucking. And if you know anything about tucking, it's not hard, but it is tedious, especially if you are new. So tucking is just a form of braiding where you are concealing your natural hair color as much as possible. People are really good at it. This is only my second time tucking my hair. So I did pretty good, as you can see. Like it looks really good. I like the dark roots. I wanted that look already. But I did spend a lot of time. So between feeding the hair in off the bundles to tucking my hair to hide as much of my natural hair color as possible, this took like 14 hours. Do I look like I've been here 40 days and 40 nights? I'm still here. I got this rag from Amazon. My little cousin says this, she always says, oh, you're officially a braider now or something. Here I am 40 days and 40 nights later. This rack from Amazon really helps. The braiding rack. I actually need 2. And that's just for doing my own hair. Like I promise y'all I do be doing hair, but it's rare. But I'm still here. I'm afraid of running out of hair. These are my 2 prepped piles. I'm afraid of running out. But anyway, I just wanted to check in with y'all. The front is done. I'm still working on the back because you know that's the worst part. The back and the middle. So hopefully I finish this tonight. I want to be done with this tonight. It's like about to be 6 o'clock. So I've been working on this since 7 p.m. yesterday. So I always forget how long this takes. This is not, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this is not a beginner friendly hairstyle. It's just not. The techniques are hard. I'm not a beginner and I'm still not an expert at doing this. I'm playing around with hair glue, doing this with blonde hair, well, white hair glue, not the black one. Now, if you have black hair, if you're using black braiding hair and stuff, then cool. But I'm using the white one because this is blonde and you don't want black. And I'm only using the tiniest bit to seal my ends because if you aren't new here, you saw my last disaster with blonde doing these braids. You saw it. And if not, go look for the video. It was horrendous the way it was coming out. So we're trying. It is very tedious, but we are trying to do it right. So, no lie. And I did it over the span of 2 days because, child, you see my hands and how veiny they can be. Like, I was tired. But I'm very happy with this color. This is the color I wanted without the damage in my own hair. I did a little lightning strike because I had some 613 hair left over. But I think this color, I love this color so much. So let me show y'all the back. And the good thing, you guys, I urge you, if you are sort of like intermediate or you like experimenting with your hair, when I tell you that blending has changed my life, like blending hair fibers to get custom colors, look it up on like TikTok or Pinterest or YouTube, like blending hair fibers, blending different colors to get like really difficult colors that you don't see in the hair store. When I tell you that has changed my life, and I will be experimenting with all sorts of colors from now on. Like fall, I already think I'm gonna do like a red auburn for fall. But look up blending, look up tucking, and make sure you look at, if you're a beginner, make sure you, first of all, buy cheap hair. Do not buy human hair if you have never tried to do goddess braids, tree braids. Do not buy human hair. You are gonna be so frustrated. And another thing, just to go back really quick, that I like about synthetic hair and it makes me more comfortable is the texture. It's more rigid, it's more durable. And as much as we all like that human hair feel and how soft and it feels like real hair, right? I find that with my hair texture, the more kinky, yucky, like rigid it is, the better. Sometimes it can be a little scratchy on your skin, like on your back, but you can get around that with like silicone mix or conditioning it. I've heard of people using fabric softener for their synthetic hair to soften it up. I just use the silicone mix and keep it moving. I don't make it too complicated. So if those of you who saw my last attempt at blonde braids specifically, you remember me coming back and telling you that it was a fail because they unraveled, right? Some of y'all remember that. So what I did differently, is I don't know where it is. I took hair glue, bonding glue, but the white one that you use for like blonde tracks. I took that. Oh, here it is. I use this because this is blonde and you don't want black hair glue. I use this, right? This is not the remover, not to be confused with glue remover. This is actual glue. And as I was braiding, once I finished, I put a little glue like this far out, like a fingertip out, wrapped it around, did a knot, right? Did two in some places just because it made me nervous, like the braids were thicker. But for the smaller braids, you can probably get away with one knot, wrap it around, knot it, and the glue holds it in place. And mind you, I've washed my hair already, and look at how this looks. Look. Mind you, that those last blonde braids that I tried to do were slipping out like day 3 or 4. Like I saw them looping, the loops coming out where I fed the hair in, like day 4. So my fingers are crossed. Again, add this to the tedious box of making this hairstyle 14 hours. So make sure you do this when you have like a stretch of 2-3 days off. Make sure you have a long weekend. Make sure you don't have anywhere to be right away. You ain't got no FaceTime calls coming in, because you're gonna need a break. Like between all these different things that I had to incorporate, it took a long time, you guys. It might just be because I'm not advanced, but it took a long time. But I'm very happy. It was like a labor of love. I was complaining the whole time, but it was a labor of love because this is the color that I wanted. I really wanted this. I know this color can be really intimidating, especially if your hair is dark or depending on your skin tone, if you're just not comfortable with like light colors. I get it. And some days I'm like, wow, this is really bright, but I like it. Tell me what you guys think. I think it's really nice. I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad that I took the time to do all the little things that I did, like tucking, like, you know, mixing the hair fibers. Again, I mixed 30 and 613 really well. And if you don't know about like blending hair fibers, look up videos, but for the most part, all you're doing is separating the highlights. You just want to keep separating, keep separating. When you get down to like the small strips of highlights, keep separating those as much as you can. And it will work out, and it creates like a really natural flow of highlights. It's really nice. You guys can look at my other videos to see how I do this specifically, but essentially you're just braiding, feeding hair in and leaving some pieces out, whatever pieces you want, however much you want. I'm not big, if you're new here, I'm not big on like uniformity of my parts. The messier the better for me, especially as it grows out. Like I like my hair to have a little bit of rusticness to it. It just goes better with my hair texture. I'm not a big edge queen. I try, but my hair just doesn't want to be laid down in the front. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any more questions, I'll make sure I put the hair details in the description box. Make sure you check out my Protective Styles playlist because you can see all the other times I've done this hairstyle. I'm so happy that I was able to come back and show you guys this and I didn't flake on you, because I can be known to flake. But yeah, you guys want to keep up with me elsewhere. I'm on Instagram at AsToldByTaj with 3 Y's, and I'm on TikTok at AsToldByTaj. So I love this color. I can't wait to go to the beach. I can't wait to go to the beach and see with a tan. But I love you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everybody that has been commenting, even though I have been absent. You guys are just so supportive, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it enough. I know that I'm not the best influencer girly, I know. But I appreciate you all the same. Whatever energy you can give me, I appreciate it. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time.